Welcome to the channel and round two of prepping the convertible to be mated up with the four-door sedan. Give you a bit more light here. So if you saw the first part of the video there, you can see how much chopping has happened actually, and this is really all that is left of, I guess, what would be the difference between a convertible and a sedan. So these pieces here have to be fit into the rocker on the four-door. I'll come around here. And all the rest of the bracing here, this would be your back seat area in the convertible. This also, and it goes to the back deck that supports it there. This is where your trunk springs would be for the convertible. We need to use this because the deck is actually a different size than the sedan, and we still have yet to sort out exactly where we're making the cuts on the tubs, because of course the convertible tubs have that crushed area up top that we need to accommodate for, because this is also where the convertible top sits. The only thing we have left to do is a little bit of trim work here around the front. This is part of the rocker from the convertible. It just has to be separated from this piece that's part of the post. This is also where some of the repair was done that whoever did many years ago. So this has got a bunch of Bondo, and we believe it's actually lead filler that the guy put in where he joined the quarter panel, because we just quickly ground this with a wire wheel and it really looks like lead. The other thing that's in this side is this is also where the collision was, and you can see this sort of mangled bracket here. So we're just going to leave it until we get the car or the body mated up onto the sedan and see how it actually goes together. But it's pretty cool. I mean, I know there's many shops and guys out there that have done this probably several times, but for us, this whole windshield part and the two posts for the front door, or the front of the door hinges there, they're actually only supported by our framework that we put in. So it, at least from our point of view, it looks like it's kind of just floating out there. But I'm not going to say it was easy getting this all apart. There's a lot of hidden spot welds in that, and it actually took us a little while to get that all apart. This little these pieces here are actually the bulkhead that goes down into the floor pan for the convertible. That's also part of the support for all the post structure and everything. Kind of creates a box in there. There's the floor pan for the or from the convertible. We don't need this brace here for the convertible because it's the same in the sedan. We also don't need this brace here because it's the same in the sedan. But we do need this brace because this large opening is the tunnel for the convertible, and that's where the X-frame actually sits under the floor pan in the convertible. We also discovered something a little surprising as well. Well, the quick one we figured out was that the rocker panels in the sedan, of course, have the locations for the sill plate a little closer together, and actually almost 2 full inches away from where the convertible was, because it's got a longer one on the convertible, being only a 2-door. So that's something we have to accommodate for. We may just cut it out of the convertible because the pieces are pretty good, and weld them in where they need to be. And that's, of course, the X-frame where the larger portion of the floor has to sit. This was sort of an interesting find. Mitch says to me, "You sure we can leave these brackets?" The convertible did not have these brackets, and we actually thought, well, that looks a little better because it helps align the tire actually when you throw it into the trunk area. And the center lockdown point is, of course, right under the center of this wheel. We put this wheel on to have a look because the convertible top actually sits pretty much across this marker right here. But when we had a closer look at the trunk area on the convertible, I'll throw that in there, the position of the center where it bolts down is actually in a different location than this one, which actually what it does, if you look under here, this tire is actually resting on this sort of hump that's underneath there on the trunk pan. Well, the convertible one is forward, and it allows the tire actually to sit a little bit lower. And from what we can tell, I mean, we're not positive, but from what we can tell, the convertible top actually rests on top of the tire when it's fully retracted down. So, yeah, we find these little surprises, but we've only got, I would say, maybe a part day of prep on those bottom ones. And we should be rolling this underneath the car and starting to do some test fits. We also sort of figured out, because the seal area on the trunk deck here is different, and we've decided what we're going to do, I believe, is we're going to leave it completely intact on the back deck there of the convertible, and do a close cut along here and remove all of this one, so that we get the proper pattern right off the start, and we can, of course, get it centered from side to side. We may still wind up taking more of this track for use, because it's in much better condition than the one on the convertible. And I'll just let you have a look from the top side here of what, let me see, I probably can't see from here, but it gives you a bit of an idea of what we left of the convertible. It's kind of bizarre looking, but it really does look like a convertible from the top side. And I'll just see if this shows up. So this is actually, this little bracket piece is the corner piece that would go to the tail panel. And we're going to be removing this piece right here and leaving this so that we can actually drop it into the corner piece on the sedan. And that's sort of the plan. So we've actually cut those both the same, and then we will cut that opposite to match so that our parts go together. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how this all comes together. We've never done anything like this before, so for us this is a learning curve, and I gotta say it's very challenging and very interesting. The key is definitely to keep checking things so that you don't get caught in the end, and we've been doing pretty good at staying on top of these things. I was told that I'm supposed to say like, subscribe, and share, so I did it. Don't tell anyone, but I did it. And next time should be pretty cool. I think the top should at least be hovering over the car next round. I don't know if it'll be sitting completely on it, but it'll be very close. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.